Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? We welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. We are Dave Regina and Mike Pirelli, and this is the No Snooze Podcast. Come on. Welcome back, No Snooze Podcast. Honestly, I don't even know the number of the episode, but I'm happy to be in the booth on zero sleep. But if you're on YouTube, I have this beautiful mug right here. It's a little aggressive. The only thing that would be better if I slap a little No Snooze logo on it. But caffeine all day, every day. I am in the booth with my brothers, Michael, the show Pirelli, Claudio, the voice, Valenzuela, and I am Dave, the tired body, Regina. Michael, how the hell are you, my brother?
I'm feeling good. I was going to say I've never seen that show.
What, Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not a movie guy. I am not a movie guy.
Are you serious?
However, I have watched Sons of Anarchy. From start to finish, maybe twice.
Really? Have you seen Peaky Blinders?
What is that?
Peaky Blinders.
Is that
it's
a movie?
like a mob type thing.
Movie though?
It's a mob show? No.
Show or a movie?
It's a show.
No.
Is this a mob show?
They ride bikes.
I understand. But is it,
So, it's like the motorcycle club.
I don't know what that is. I'm not.
So it always says SOAMC, so Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club.
Got it.
And like Jax is like super swaggy. Kind of reminds me of myself a little bit. Not
You
really.
dressed as him for
I did.
Halloween one year, and I
did.
showed up. What did I wear?
No.
Chris.
Chris Salvo.
Chris
It's very
Salvo.
funny story.
What
Yes,
was that movie?
I had a birthday party, and literally I told everybody dress up like a biker. So everybody in the bar is dressed up like a biker, and Chris Salvo comes in as like a princess or something.
No. He was
It's
dressed.
literally a
there was
female.
Protozoa is a guy from a Disney movie, and he looks like Billy Idol with like silver. So Chris walked in with a silver jacket,
Yes.
silver hair with glitter in it.
Yes.
And if you walked into this bar, it literally looked like a gang took over the bar.
It did.
Everyone was it was so funny. I remember that.
Oh,
We were the
man.
Bash Brothers.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. No, that was a good time. But yeah, we're back with this little summer series. And the last episode we had Ambrogio Castellano on. And we want to do a short little update because Michael has taken the pledge of working with a lifestyle coach, which is something for me at the beginning. I was kind of similar to Mike's thought process, as we'll hear. But you almost take pride in like doing it yourself. But once you realize that like all of that is extra time and energy that goes into like a thought process, and having an expert in the field really does enhance the experience of kind of just working out and reaching the goal, right?
The ego is the enemy, apparently.
Ooh.
That's a book, I think. Stoicism.
That's fire.
So the ego's the enemy. In the past, I've always been hesitant to work with coaches. I've had a couple in my life that I've really enjoyed. Shout out Coach T. And I remember thinking like every time I've worked with a coach, it's done very well. But I think there's a lot of bad coaches.
Yes.
So I've always been hesitant.
The foo-foo coaches.
But then, I was watching something on like Kobe and Jordan. And I'm like, if they can admit they need coaches, everyone needs coaches.
They had Tim
Why
Grover.
can't I? Like, why can't I just say, all right, maybe I know a little bit,
Yep.
but I would be propelled by getting the help. The other thing I thought about before saying yes was I listened to something that said, don't ask what to get to the next level, ask who.
Correct. Yeah,
I'm so happy I did it. Shout out AC. I
Yes.
call him AC now.
AC, I like that.
It's easier than Ambrogio. Ambrogio makes me hungry because I think of an Italian guy and I think of an Italian restaurant. I'm on a diet, a meal plan. Sorry.
That's pretty good. Yeah, not a diet, a meal plan. So no, I want to hear from you. Give us a update, because I told Mike, I said to you, I think it was probably day 3 of you working with him, but I know the structure of the program, and I think it was the next level that you needed. So I knew if you can dial into the program that you were going to see significant results immediately, which I think anybody would if they do start a program like that, right?
Yes.
So did you feel, how'd you feel after like the first workout, and what was the biggest
my
difference, I guess, between your workouts to now what you're doing with AC?
AC, listen, I feel like the timing could not have been better. I was at a point where I was plateauing a little bit. I had the foundation. Like, I had everything I needed, all the ingredients. I just didn't have the chef. I didn't have the equation. I didn't have the recipe. And Ambrogio, just having someone to be accountable to. I think I work better when I have someone that I don't want to let down, right? So the big change has been not so much the diet. Like, it's nice with the diet because I don't have to think. I don't have to make decisions. I just know what I'm eating. And when the time comes, I just eat it. The big change has been the workouts because I'm doing legs twice a week. And my legs are very weak. You know, when I write the no and then the chicken next to it, it means no chicken legs. If you haven't noticed.
I thought you were a vegan and you were saying no chicken.
No, that's all I eat is chicken,
I know,
by the way.
I know.
Chicken breast, chicken thighs, that's all I eat. So that was the biggest change. And then the intensity of it, I write down because he makes you how the workouts were. So I always try to add to the weight. So every time I do it, I'm like, I don't want him to look at that and be like, oh, Mike's soft. So that's been good. And it's just having all my weights. I got an extra pair of donuts, and then a free pair came. Did I tell you that?
A free pair of donuts?
Free pair of 45s. $180 free.
Wow.
Yeah, I ordered 2.
Hopefully they're not fans of the podcast.
It's Amazon. Essentials is the thing.
Okay.
So that came in. My cable machine came in.
Okay.
But I just realized this morning that the cable, when you sit, is not high enough. So I have to sit on the ground. And I have to put my feet on the rack so I look like I'm giving birth.
Wait. Okay.
That's why I did no video today. I forgot to post. I gotta post.
I need to share. You obviously saw the DM from your wife, I'm sure. I know you don't really look at the DMs.
I don't know.
But
I'm so bad.
So I see Mike, he's squatting on what looks like a wood board.
Oh yeah, she yelled at me.
It looks like a wood board, but it's a big board. So I'm just thinking, oh, Mike got a piece of wood, and it looked like a pretty polished piece of wood. I was like, that's a nice piece of wood for Michael, because usually he's got these dingy 2x4s all over the place.
It's a nice piece of wood.
It was a nice piece of wood. Like, it looked like it was supposed to be somewhere.
Someone commented on a video, and it said, "I've watched for 20 minutes, and I had to." It was basically I turned it off after 20 minutes of BS. That was a comment. All right, anyway, go ahead.
That was good. So then I look at the DM, and she goes, "Are you kidding me with that expensive cutting board on the garage floor, Michael?" And so this dude had a cutting board while he was standing on it squatting.
It was a Williams-Sonoma cutting board.
I was cracking
and it
up.
cracked.
A good piece of wood, bro.
It was a good piece of wood, but it cracked prior. I didn't use it before it cracked.
Wow.
It went right down the center. Williams-Sonoma. I was good. I don't have a warranty. So now it's my squat. I got to get squat shoes.
So it cracked, but it allows you, you're so thin that it allows you to stand on it without cracking more?
213 low today. I was at another low weigh-in, 213.
Wow.
I see the abs now. I might send the update photos to you.
You should.
Just to send it back to you.
should.
I'm going to ride it low, too.
Ride it low. Show
and
me
I'm going to send it at 10 right before bed.
Show me the V. You got a good V.
It's fun seeing, I mean, it's only been a week, so I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Right.
But it's fun seeing kind of your body change. And I think I'm at a point where in the past I've gotten down to really low levels, but like 190. So there was no muscle. So it's nice having muscle and also being lean. I've never had muscle and been lean. I've been muscular and thick or really thin with no muscle.
Can't relate. Welcome to the club.
You've been thin with no muscle.
I know, that's true.
And you've been very thick with muscle.
Yes, that is true as well. I was looking at pictures too, and I remember looking at my face. I'm like, I was a little chunky there.
I think we hold in our face a lot.
Yeah. And then the Regina's, the genes in me, it's the cheeks.
The cheekies.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think
my meal prep's been good. You're proud of me?
Yes.
What I've been doing is I've been dialing it in every week, right? So like the first week I was like, let me just bring the ingredients to work, right? And I'll bring my scale and my sriracha. Sriracha is literally the only thing I eat. And you know, I'm not going to try to be perfect the first week. I'm just going to try to get everything in and bring it with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. Then this week, I'm like, all right, well, let me prep each meal because I know exactly what I'm eating now and there's no thought. So let me pre-prep it and, you know, line them up. First week, I went a little crazy and bought too many dinner meats that were a little higher fat and I had to throw out some. So this week, I adjusted down. I did a little less, but now everything is pre-packaged and portioned out. So literally, I just got to open and eat.
2,500 calories.
Simple.
How many calories?
I got no idea. I'm just following what he's telling me.
You could do the math.
Well, there's ounces and grams. So like, I was like, you know what?
I'm just
me not knowing mentally, then I won't try to sabotage myself. Because if I'm eating like 20, I'm assuming it's 24, 25.
Yeah, it's close.
But I've been eating 2,000, 1,900 for so long that it's been really enjoyable. I mean, I love my 4 eggs in the morning, 2 slices of Ezekiel, and then strawberries. It's very easy to shop now.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm still spending $80 a week,
That's nothing though. Think about that.
but I don't buy any sauces now. I'm literally running on sriracha. My coffee intake has went down because I'm just been dialed in and had a little more energy.
Mhm.
So I'm trending in the right direction.
Absolutely. What's the challenge
Ooh, legs.
that you think?
Legs.
Yeah.
Mid form. I'm trying to push the envelope, but my form is very bad in some, like the gun runs, gassed.
Where do you go?
Gassed. I literally do loops.
Oh, okay.
I turn around, and when you turn, you have to do different ways because it hurts your arms.
Yeah.
What other funny stuff do I do?
The good mornings look
Good
shaky.
mornings. Today, I'll admit this. The whole floor was covered in sheetrock because they were cutting sheetrock yesterday. So I sat on the bench and did it on the bench.
Okay.
Pretty hard because then you're hanging
Yes.
and doing it.
Yeah.
Pull-ups have been terrible, but I finally have a machine so I can finish on pull-downs. Yeah, the form on some stuff's been really bad. Shoulder stuff, I've been super weak. Shoulders and legs are my biggest.
So what's the good body parts?
Chest. Chest.
Wait, what was the good one?
I have to say though, I was doing 5x5s for strength,
Yes.
and just to do 12, I feel so weak.
It's a
Huge
difference.
Huge. I feel so weak. But you feel it. Like
Yes.
you feel the tightness, the muscle, the strength.
What about your soreness level? Curious about that.
Legs have been not only I do leg days,
Mhm.
and then the next day is open houses.
Oh,
So when you do open house viewings, which a lot of people don't know, when they do broker opens, I have to see the inventory. So I might see 5 properties, and I have to go up and down these stairs as fast as possible in uncomfortable shoes. So my legs take a beating on Tuesday.
mm-hmm.
So soft.
All right.
But the rest of the body's not terrible.
Mhm.
I feel it. I feel a nice soreness, but it's not, it's manageable. It's nothing crazy yet.
Gotcha.
Maybe I'm just not lifting heavy enough.
No, yeah. I mean, we're
that fair?
CV and I are. It's not looking good for us for this.
You
bet.
guys seem worried.
Well, listen,
You're happy for me, which makes it less fun.
I truly
See that?
believed.
I don't like CV's pissed.
CV
which
was
I
kind of
like.
mad because he told me, he's like, I'm pissed off because now he's got a plan. Before he didn't have a plan.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
he said
I had
he
a plan.
He
I
said
just
he was
couldn't execute
planless.
it.
Like he didn't have a plan. Now he has a plan. So now, yeah, I'm pissed off. But no, I always thought you were going to achieve 10%. I think this now will bring you to the next level of being able to sustain it if you choose to, right? Because obviously it takes work to sustain. But when you view it just like anything else in your life and you're committed to it, there's no reason to go back to.
This is also going to accelerate it. And I think that was my.
Correct.
I want you to get to 10%.
Just
I want you
not
to
by
sustain.
August.
Exactly.
So we were
fair.
hoping for a
It's fair.
September
Which is
arrival.
why I said,
It's fair.
you guys should have been working together in September. No problem. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's true.
For the holidays, keep it down.
That's true. We should have put some stipulations in there.
What I am aware of now is it's all great, but I have to be prepared. Like, I think I'm mentally preparing for the 2 kids and thinking to myself, like, you can get this done. You just got to get it to a point by then where you're so efficient that you have a little more leeway.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And that's with everything in life. I'm trying to figure out, like, can I get to the next level and replace myself with something or some type of activity
Right.
so that in the future I have a little more leeway to slack, but the productivity doesn't go down.
Yeah. Productivity. I mean, I can go right off of that word, but lately for me, now I'm not working with Ambrogio.
How is that? Is it weird?
obviously-
Is it like a breakup? Or are you like, hey,
No, we still.
you're
talk,
like,
you
thanks
know.
for the 10, but I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, like, does this end? Is he gonna work with me forever?
No.
I want lifelong
Right?
relationships.
Absolutely. So my workouts. If there was one emoji to describe me, it's still a knife. The knife emoji. The
Cut.
diced. Right there you
Diced.
go. No, so
I like the term
I haven't
peeled.
weighed in. I'm pretty sure that I'm still well under 10% because I
Really?
haven't really changed anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I've still been.
You're
just
still on the diet. You
doing
still do the
this-
workouts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little more lenient.
Are you doing the workouts still, or different workouts?
Yeah, for the most part,
Okay.
but not as
His workouts
not as
or
structured.
your own?
I'm doing his, but not as structured.
Got it,
like yes, the other
The
day.
basic.
Yeah, I didn't have time, so I was outside. I was just doing some.
Oh
some
yeah,
stuff.
I just assumed you like added that.
Just-
I didn't. I
just
assumed
on
that
top
was
of
like
it.
a plus.
No, but I'm hitting a extremely busy season with work. It almost seems like everything is piling up at once before the summer. There's a lot of events. I'm doing a couple leadership conferences that I got tied into. All good stuff, But I'm glad that I was able to do it when I did.
Yes.
Because then next week, we're going to Orlando with the family. So it's summertime. It's summertime in New York, in the tri-state area.
I think it's summertime everywhere. No,
What?
Isn't it summertime everywhere?
No, I know, but summertime in general, just in
That's true.
you know,
Only
this
the northern
area
hemisphere.
That's true.
Is
That's
a
true.
it really is a beautiful time though, right? Like it's fun.
It's exacerbated this year because it's been 2 years of very,
Yes.
you haven't been able to do a lot, and now people are past it. So events have been hard to manage. Yes,
Yes,
but fun.
absolutely. CV.
So that's good.
As
You're
he-
still shredded.
as he-
I get it. So
No,
CV
but
looks great, by the way.
I would go stressed but shredded.
Oh,
Does
last
that
thing
make sense?
before
Does
CV.
that make sense?
I've found this time around with a busy market, I'm leaning into my workouts more to manage stress and as a release more than anything. And I look forward to every night knowing that the next thing I get to do is something for myself and in the basement and very I've been listening to Jocko Willing, his good speech. Have you ever heard that one?
Yes.
Every morning. That's how I start off every morning. And it's basically just saying that the obstacles, you just have to say good in your head and just get around them. I'm like, oh, that's been very good. So anyway.
That is a beautiful mindset, hack,
Kickoff.
right? If people can conceptualize what you just said and apply it, that is when you can really change your life. When everybody's going to have stress, right? But if you can utilize stress and almost say, you know what, I just need to get this portion of my morning, even if it's not like working out, but if it's going for a walk or, sitting by the water with a coffee, taking that time to yourself, already anticipating what's going to happen in terms of the stress levels, and then using that as an outlet to relieve stress, it's a game changer.
I've been channeling my nervous energy into positive things for work and just in general. So I've been recognizing that I've been very restless lately because there's a lot of things I'm trying to get done, but I've used it this time around versus having it kind of paralyze me as far as you just kind of get anxious versus just nervous energy, which is how I've rebranded it to myself.
Could you elaborate on that? What does that mean?
The nervous energy?
Yeah. How did you
So
turn it into a
in
positive?
the past, right, if I've been anxious about something, and I'll just give you an example. So if a listing's not moving, right, and the thing with real estate and just anything in general is when you are doing everything in your power, when you're taking action, you at least can fall back on, listen, I've turned every stone. It is what it is. If it doesn't come to fruition, it was meant to be, right? Versus if you're worried and clicking on Zillow to see how many views are going on, right? That's not productive. That's just nervous. That's anxiousness. That's not productive versus, all right, well, I can't control that. So let me control something I can do. Let me text every investor that has a property in this area and do something that works towards the goal because I can't just sit here and do nothing. So what can I do with this energy of being nervous? Can I, there's someone said the paranoia, you have the work ethic and the confidence, but you got to have paranoia you're not doing enough so that you keep doing more and keep doing more. So I've recognized when I'm in a state of clicking through Zillow or just looking at emails and revisiting things and thinking versus acting. So I've tried to transfer instead of overthinking, which happens when you're anxious and you have that nervous energy, channeling it into something that gets it out a little bit,
right?
An action.
Yeah, you said it beautifully. Yes, you said it beautifully. But just to also, reiterate and then simplify it. Stress and nervous energy is always about the right now, us wishing that we can change the moment, which we can't change. What Michael is saying is change the action that you take to potentially change the outcome.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
CV? I know we
kind of but the
cut you
morning
off.
the morning mindset thing, as foo-foo as it is, which how I feel about that, Jocko's speech I've found resonated with me. It resonated with me because the day-to-day of the profession I'm in and just construction and life, it's if something can go wrong, it will go wrong, but this lens to look at it good, it's an opportunity to get better at it and overcome another challenge.
Correct.
To then look back and say, we did this despite all these challenges, because there are challenging times, and it's just a way to start the day to have the right lens on, because every day I wake up different, but something I can lean on is this one thing to be constant, and maybe I'm sure it'll change, but lately it's been very helpful.
Big time. I love it. So we were going to CV. CV, the skinny voice.
Where is he?
Almost, right?
I don't even see
CV.
him.
Callie would say, "Are you?" She forgets the where.
Oh.
Instead
Are
of
you?
yeah. So she'll hide under the blanket. She's like, "Are you? Are you?" And it's like, "Callie, where are you?"
Livy does I see you, but when she's hiding. So
See
I see you.
Yeah,
And I'm
see
like,
you.
what?
Yo, we got great before I'm cutting you off again. But
I promise we're
getting to CV.
He's our cliffhanger,
He's
so
melting
people
away
watch.
as the episode continues.
And the Orgain commercials put right here. Let's go.
We wanted to take a quick second to let you guys know that we partnered with our good friends over at Orgain.com. We're happy to offer our listeners 30% off by entering the code NoSnooze30. Again, that's NoSnooze30 for 30% off your first order. If you're on the market for a new protein powder, nutritional shake, protein bar, or Mike's favorite, collagen peptides, Orgain is your one-stop shop. As all of you know, my Crohn's disease is currently in remission, and the only protein I use is from Orgain. My personal favorites are the chocolate peanut butter and the vanilla bean. With the code, you can try a 2-pound tub for under $20. Talk about not snoozing. Go get yours today. Now, back to the epi.
But the episode that we did where we were talking about the wah wah wah.
Yes,
so many people reached out like, yo, that was hilarious.
It's pretty good.
So CV, no more wah wah wah. You are fading away, my brother, but how is your update going?
Just making sure I wasn't going to get interrupted again. Okay. Now we can continue. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of a together because I remember the last time I think I gave an update. I had a couple bad weeks, and it was, David, your rule that after a couple of bad weeks, now you have to have a good week. I didn't have a chance to speak on it that recording after that one, but there was progress. It was a minus 3-pound thing. Granted, it had been a +2 and a plus maybe 1 2 times before.
Don't worry about it.
So the 3 kind of got me back to,
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, good. I did it. I felt good. Another week went by. We didn't do an update. The weighing wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. It was kind of like an even one. And then I was like, oh, these guys are going to ask. It didn't come up. Good stuff. The following week, I was like, I got to make sure something gets done right. So I really kind of went hard.
Be specific.
And
What'd you change, you think?
Well, the discipline on the eating.
Eating.
It's
okay.
really just
I was curious. I didn't know if it was more output.
No, it's been the same. I've been going pretty consistent. It's been harder because work has been getting a little bit hectic, but I've been still doing it, which is, I guess, good. But the discipline with the eating has been the part where I've made the big change or, adjusted. So I weighed in last Friday, and to my surprise, and I knew I kind of went hard, but it was like 4.3 pounds less.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I was excited.
What's your total
what's the
weight
total?
loss?
I don't know. It's,
Over 60 now?
No, it's
It's
right
crazy to
at
me that
to
you
be
don't
60.
obsess over the numbers.
You're like 7 feet from the microphone.
Well, I was trying not to breathe. I was taking
I know.
constructive prison last night. Apparently, I breathe like Darth Vader, and my allergies are killing me. Like I said, I snore. It's wild to me how I obsess over numbers and I enjoy it.
Well, no, I do too. I normally used to. This time around, I almost made it like a thing I don't want to worry about. Even in the very beginning when we would talk about this, I didn't even care to even have a conversation about numbers.
Got it.
It wasn't honestly until they started kind of pushing and pushing on the
Very
way.
That's what he
That I
does.
stared kind of weighing myself and I started kind of keeping
I
more
weigh
of
you
a
guys
track.
down. That's what I do.
True.
So, that's why I'm now more, and I gotta be honest, it looks good, it feels good when you look at the number and it looks,
It's the best.
I will tell you this, it is a little bit demoralizing when the numbers are on the other end, when it's like a +1 or a +2.
Oh, gotcha.
So even though, yes, this was a -4, you have to remember there was a few bad weeks in there that it was +2, +1, whatever. So it's kind of been the same. The total is probably a little bit under 60, I
That's
think it's at.
incredible, though, man.
Yeah.
But that's
really
a
is.
new.
But it's
that's
been-
like a new set. That's a new
Right.
standard.
So I'm kind of maintaining in that low realm, and yes, a little bit less is good. But of
Yep.
course, that weighing was great. I felt great about myself, which meant that this weekend that passed, which was Father's Day weekend, I indulged. I felt good, so I was free with what I was eating, and my pops put on a show, which is
Love
what he likes to
Pops.
do. This is his day, and we're like, oh, we'll do for you, we'll do that. No,
Put on a
I don't
show.
like that. Come to our place. No, I don't. Come to my place. I had to go to his place, and my man puts on a show on the grill, And it's so hard to not. I mean, number one, his cooking is the bomb. So you can't even even if you want to not eat, it's almost like,
Dude, you're giving all the way in.
And then on top of that, it's like, it's his day. How am I not going to eat for him? So let me go to town. Let me make him happy by eating everything.
It's his day.
But no, it was great. So obviously that day we ate a good amount. And, the last few days, I've been pretty consistent with the diet again, because I already know that I scarfed down a Dave Regina-esque amount of meat.
Yep.
What I've been much better at, though, which I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but I used to be a carb loader. Like always, I could do carb on carb on carb on. I could have pasta, rice, potatoes, all three together, no issues. Even mixed the piggy stuff, and then some maybe like carrot, maybe a whole bunch of meat. But it was always a lot of carbs. Whereas now, I go way harder on the meat side, and I always make it a point to get a good amount of salad if it's there. And the carbs, I'll try to do the least amount possible, and it is tough because I love rice, I love potatoes, I love pasta.
That's a good simple hack, though.
I got a question.
Well, I don't even know if it's a hack. I just have I can't. I won't even go into it
because I did similar. So Father's Day, I was aware. I was like, it's just good momentum. Like I can't.
I thought you said Father's Day I was a bear. I was like,
oh no.
Said aware.
So we had a Friday shoot with the fire department.
Yeah, but that's not good. You got to eat. You need it.
Saturday we celebrated Father's Day Saturday and Sunday because we're doing the two family stuff. So I was aware of it. And I'm like, I want to try to get as much of my meal plan in before I get to the place.
Right.
So I actually condensed it all and then left open kind of the second half. And then when I got there, I made it a point not to start drinking or eating until like a certain time, which I think it was 4 or 5. And then once that came, it was time that I focused mostly on all the meats too. So like they made ribs, chicken. So I tried to eat most of that stuff, which filled me up a little bit more. And then I did indulge in a couple desserts, but I was very conscious of like, all right, I'm going to have a coffee, which I haven't been having, with a little sugar, and I'm going to enjoy, 3 treats, but I'm not going to go nuts. And it was one of the few times that I haven't over and indulged with like desserts or anything. Like I enjoyed myself, but I didn't go crazy either. Yeah. So I was proud that, I didn't put on the show that I thought I was going to put on. But I think I'm realizing like it's harder to make. So sorry to interrupt you, but
I still have a question for you.
Yeah, but like
the big interruption.
I'm connecting it to like it's very hard to make money, right? It's much easier to save it. So like with calories, it's much easier to like eat less calories than burn off calories. Yeah. Like to burn calories is tough. Yeah. And I've made this mindset shift where I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it. Like it's great, like chips, whatever, but like I don't really, I'm not a huge chip guy. Like if you give me a nice burger, like that's worth it.
You know what's funny? So
are you thinking that way now?
Well, no, yeah, absolutely. But like there's certain things that are weird. So in the past, I never really snacked. I'm not a snacker. When the times to eat come, I would go hard.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding myself snacking, not through the day, but like at night, because I won't eat too heavy at all at night, but I will snack. And I will tell you, I've never really eaten chips or things like that ever. It's not my thing. Like I said, I go hard on the carbs. I go hard on those kind of things. And I've been finding myself at night when I don't, especially if I don't eat a lot, to treat myself like a bag of chips, which is very unlike me. But I guess the way I see it is, and what's a bag of chips? 140 calories, which is I'm sure is not good. It's terrible.
Depends what kind of chips.
But better that than giving myself a full-fledged, heavy on the carb side meal and go to town.
Right.
So, and and it's weird. I never was a chip guy, but I eat chips almost, not every night, but especially not when I want to, be disciplined. But I'll have chips at night, and that's kind of like, oh, okay, I had chips, I had a tea, I'm good to go. I don't need to eat.
I miss my popcorn.
Let's talk.
I don't know if that's good or
let
bad,
me ask you a question about your mental chips.
Oh.
Right?
Mental chips.
Mental chips here. Because I'm curious. So when we were just talking probably 5 minutes ago, you said, well, at first I didn't really want, the numbers type thing. Yeah. I'm a firm believer that it was because you were almost in denial. Like you knew that if you started looking at the numbers, your habits didn't equate to getting positive results at that time. Right. So it's almost like a fear that you had to really dive in and look at it. What do you think is the key to changing that thought process over from being like, you know what, I'm going to stay away from that. I don't really care. I'm just going to, because you hear it all the time, right? I don't really care about the numbers. I'm just going to like try to eat healthy, try to do this instead of like, no, you got to handle the truth and now address the truth, right?
So to be honest, I can barely see you.
Mental chips.
Mental chips. So it couldn't be further from the truth what you just said. At least with me
Eat it.
Wait, further
Eat
from the
that
truth.
further
chip.
from the
Further
truth.
from the truth. Okay.
And I'll say why. So since I started this weight loss journey, right?
Mhm.
It wasn't about the weight loss. That was a big part that's important, and then it unraveled itself later down the road.
Mhm.
But it was a very different thing for me as to why I kind of started being more serious about myself. It was more of the health, and being unhealthy was something that really got to bad to a point where it made the shift, right?
Mhm.
So in that moment, I didn't care. Honestly, I did not care about. And numbers is something that I've always like wanted to look at, especially if I was working out or trying to do better. You're consistently fixated on the number, on the progress, or whatever. In this specific thing, it wasn't. It was just I need to get right for me. I need to be healthy for me. I need to change a whole bunch of things for me. Not the number. I didn't care about the weight. Honestly, I didn't care about that stuff. It was about I went to the doctor a bunch of times, making sure that I was healthy, making sure that obviously my levels were all good. It was a whole bunch of other things.
Mhm.
Then, like I said, the whole you pushing, look, you weigh yourself, do this, do that. Then I kind of got back into that because I started doing it honestly because of a forcing of doing it. And then once you get into it, it's kind of back to what it used to be, being a little bit more fixated on let me make sure the number. I didn't want to have a regressive moment. I wanted to be a progressive moment. I always called it like an upward trend. Upward trend meaning like I'm losing weight, or a downward trend, losing weight. And so when I started looking at that portion, I guess I can answer what was the difference in the mindset, right? So or the shift. And at that point is when I started, once I started looking at the weight and seeing the progress and seeing how far, because I missed out on the first 20 or 25 pounds that I lost. I didn't know the progress. I just kind of, when I first weighed myself, it was less 25 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Pounds,
That's pretty wild.
right? So I was like, oh, that's good. I mean, that's awesome.
You're like, this
And
thing
at that
broke
point,
me?
I wasn't even feeling it that much, like on the clothes or anything. I think it was from the 25 on that now clothes started fitting very differently, so feeling a little bit different. And then from that point on, then I'm looking at the numbers and I'm being much more conscious of the numbers. Then the whole every Friday weigh-in, and so that started kind of just accumulating and being the thing that I look forward to. I look forward to weighing myself every Friday, and I'll know generally if it's going to be a good one, I don't know one, or a bad one,
Some weeks I'm like, it's gonna be a good one.
Michael
It's
used to
not.
just get
Go
on the
ahead.
scale and like,
Pray.
please.
Yeah.
Dear God,
Our Father
please.
who art in heaven.
Yeah. Let me listen to Jocko real quick and get this scale right.
Good.
Positive thinking, minus 15. I don't know if that answers your question, but
Definitely.
it was
No,
a
it's
little
good.
bit of a transition because I wasn't at first, and then once I started doing it, and I gotta be honest, now I love it because it does make me, it holds me accountable. I see what the numbers do. When they're good numbers, it makes you feel awesome about yourself. When they're not that good, it's almost like that, flick in the back of the ear, like
Yep.
buckle down and start doing things a little bit different. What I'm proud to be able to say is that the discipline that I've been working on is really paying off, because when I get up in the morning and maybe I'm not feeling it, and that happens more often than not, especially when the weather is kind of crappy like it is today.
I like the
it's
rain.
not even like a thought process. I just have to do it.
You just get it done.
And that's the part that's one of the biggest mental chips that have changed.
Mhm.
That it's not like, oh, I have to. It is what it is.
Right.
It's, it's like if I get up in the morning and go to the bathroom, that's what I have to do. I don't have to think about it.
Right,
Can
correct.
I issue a challenge? I'm a firm believer if you make it inconvenient to trend the other way, it actually helps you. So have you gotten rid of clothes yet?
Well, I was telling Dave when he came in. So this weekend we found a tub. Well, I was down here cleaning the basement, and I found a tub with shirts.
Oh,
that when
I
we
was like,
moved,
what? A tub.
I had a whole
a
different
tub
story
full
in
of
my head.
shirts that we never, when we moved in, I just never came to bring back out.
Yeah.
So we're going through the tub, and we're like, my wife is like, oh, let's throw all this stuff out. Negative, because I'm a hoarder and I need to look at
Toss
everything
it.
before it goes. So we started going through it right downstairs as I was cleaning, in the middle of cleaning, and we ended up tossing some things. And the whole point of that, if you see that tub over there, that's on his way upstairs to our closet, so that we can, because there's a whole bunch of clothes that are not fitting anymore. And
Beautiful.
And when I say not fitting, like baggy and looking bad. So like pants are gonna go right in there. So and she wants to take them out and go
Got that
donate them or
droopy-
something.
That droopy look.
And I'm kind of like, oh,
No.
can we just leave them
No.
downstairs?
So the reason I ask is because I think now I'm more committed in general to not getting to a certain point because my suits don't fit. and I've thrown out or donated a lot of suits because I fluctuated so much in the past. So then when I quantified it, and I'm like, if I don't do it, not only do I lose the bet to you guys, I also have to buy all these new suits, which is going to cost me. So you make it super inconvenient to trend one way, and then you're even more locked in.
So I got to be honest. This is a fear of mine. This is something that holds me back to a point, and I'm trying as hard as I can to kind of battle through it and kind of break this mental barrier that I think I've created over the past few years. I like you, I've always fluctuated in my weight. I've always had on the younger side, the ability to, get fat and then kind of lose it all if I needed to, if I had to make weight for something, or if we're playing or whatever, and then there was that gap where it started skyrocketing. So there's always been that fear that I don't want to get rid of the clothes, because what if it happens again?
Burn the boats.
No, I got you. And that's the part that I'm trying to just break through, because deep down inside, what if? Why don't we just leave it in the basement just in case, just so I don't have to go buy new things, right? And I could and I've done it before. Oh, I lost a bunch of weight. Throw all this crap out. Go get new clothes, all nice and fitted, nice and, and then for whatever reason, it went back up, and all of a sudden it's like, damn, none of this fits. Let me store it. And that's what I would do. Let me store these small shirts or these small pants for another time. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Damn, I'm not going back into them. I finally made the decision, let me get rid of all this stuff. Yeah. And here I am losing weight, and I don't have any of my skinny tight clothes. I'm like, look.
And when I don't know if this works or not. I've been literally acting like it's never going to change. So like once I get to a certain point, I get the belt updated. That's it.
Yep, and that's it.
Can't go.
No, it's a good point. CV, great update, man. And honestly, at the end of the day, too, you got to look back and be proud of the progress so far. This is a big. But still, like when you look at that big of a milestone, almost 60 pounds or whatever, like that's incredible,
significant.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously, keep your foot on that gas.
No retreat.
Right. Listen, I love the updates. I know we're gonna move to a little summer series. We're gonna hit you with some mind and body stuff, right? So I got to change my name, I guess, to Dave the Mindset, Regina, and you're Michael the Body. No, I can't do that.
I'm not doing body. I'm doing money.
I know. Oh, that's true. Listen, we've been doing a lot of food talk today. A lot of food talk. So I have the perfect segue into Dave's Dime of the Week.
God, nice.
Just got to refresh my memory here. This one is fire. I did post it to the gram, but it goes very well with what we're talking about today. And it goes like this. I know what I bring to the table, so trust me when I tell you I'm not afraid to eat alone.
You bringing ribs to the table?
Right? But in life, I know exactly what it is that I bring to my situations, whether it's my relationships, whether it's my business, whether it's this podcast. I know what I'm coming with, right? So there are times that you can't lean on anybody else, and you need to make sure that you can hold yourself accountable. And the way to do that is to show up every single day, regardless of the progress that's been made, regardless of the adversity in your life. Keep showing up. And sometimes you got to eat that steak by yourself.
Well, you got to bring the meal if you want to do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Feel me? Tied the food talk right into the mental chips.
I'm hungry. We've been talking about food the whole episode.
All right, baby. Let's go eat. Guys, until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it.
And eat that steak.
And get skinny. That's another Effie in the books. Go follow us on Instagram and Facebook at No Snooze Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze.